and Holness proves his integrity, and the Markie G lowers the standards of decency every time. Andrew Holness tries his best to be decent, intelligent, honest in reasoning, and accountable to the people. Golding is an embarrassment to even be associated with, much less to be a party leader. All this big adult male does is walk around and tell obvious lies in order not to have to make sense. Mark Golding does not have the political intelligence to make sense, so he makes distractions instead. It's a shame for a big man to walk around telling lies, and it's a shame for an entire party to take orders from him. Mark Golding prefers to hang out with gangsters who are unruly and don't have to follow any rules. This is unacceptable. The PNP needs to demote and fire him. No, that's the only way the party can be redeemed. Mark knows, they know, and God knows too. Besides, God doesn't like ugly. Hello everyone, it's Skywalker. Oh, I smell the coffee again and I want to speak to you, my people. Mark Golden lies and accuses the JLP all day. And the only thing he told us so far about his plan for Jamaica is that second hint, this time from Dayton Campbell. Not the one around the Crawford education plan, that he is all for new taxes. He is all for new taxes. As expected, by the time the JLP began to make the nonsense of it that it is, Mark pulled it back as if it was an error, like a tricks him from Crawford, a tricks him kind of thing. But this is serious business, not a kid's game. All Mark does all day is accuse Andrew Holness of corruption just to distract us from seeing how inadequate he is. I remember when the PNP was in power, while looking at the fact that they could never find the funds to do a damn thing, no matter how much tax they were taking from us. And they were taking tax until we were overtaxed, and they still didn't stop. They just kept going. These thoughts came to mind, my Jamaican people. I hope you are smelling the coffee. Just watch this video and hear me out. Then you will get clearer on all that is going on. We really, really will get to understand who really, really is corrupt. Mark Golding accuses Andrew, but Andrew is accusing no one because he has integrity. I will lay out an interesting ethical conundrum here for you today. It will help you to see what is going on and who is really corrupt. Let's break it down. Let's look at two different leaders and figure out which one is better. Some liar claims that leader A steals small sums from taxpayers, and we are talking kind of hypothetically. So some liar claims that leader A steals small sums from taxpayers, and let's give the liar the benefit of the doubt for argument's sake. So, leader A steals small sums from the coffers but delivers exceptional results as a leader for the people. Imagine that the corruption is present but minimal, and the leader's effectiveness in delivering public goods overshadows the theft. The public sees tangible benefits, and the leader's actions might even be seen as a necessary evil by some. Most great minds will assert that most, if not every leader, takes something at some time. It goes for business managers and CEOs as well. Some companies even suspect their managers, but rather to ignore it based on the value for their money that he returns. Now, to leader B. This unruly behaving liar associates with criminals, incentivizes them, and ignores law abiding youths. This creates a culture where crime is normalized and rewarded, leading to a cycle of criminal behavior. No matter how the police tries to cut crime, it springs back like on a conveyor belt. And the leader B claims that it's leader A's fault for not doing a thing about it. He casts the blame because it's his way of doing something. Leader B applies himself to the task. The public might see some benefits, but the long term impact is a society where crime is rampant and the law abiding citizens are marginalized. Leader B has created a criminal culture by being more of a criminal type government, whether by deliberate or unwitting actions. In my view, and I bet you will agree, Leader B poses a greater threat to the country. While both leaders are corrupt, Leader B's actions have a more insidious effect on society. By incentivizing criminal behavior and ignoring law abiding citizens, Leader B creates a culture of impunity and undermines the rule of law. This can lead to a breakdown in social order and a perpetration of crime, making it difficult for security forces to maintain peace. Leader A's corruption, while still wrong, is more contained. The public sees the benefits of the leader's actions, and the small scale theft might be overlooked in light of the overall positive impact. And remember, no one knows that leader A is corrupt or has stolen anything. We are just giving the benefit of the doubt to lying leader B, who is the author of the book of He Lie, because he lies. He really, 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 really lies. He lies like he is addicted to the truth. So, the fact that his corruption is small doesn't mean leader A's corrupt actions are justifiable. Corruption at any level erodes trust in government and can have long term negative effects. However, Leader A is light years ahead of Leader B, author of the book of Eli, as a workable prime minister. So, we will agree that although both leaders are problematic to some degree, Leader B's actions have a more detrimental impact on society as a whole. The normalization of crime and the marginalization of law abiding citizens can lead to a cycle of violence and instability that is much harder to break. Now, let's go back to their childhood. Imagine that Mark Golding was on vacation in Jamaica as a child and he visited Andrew Holness Church. But he lies. You know, he really, really lies. He immediately begins to accuse Andrew of being dishonest. Imagine that the pastor gave them 30 bucks each to go to the same store and buy the same items, similar items. Mark returns first and delivers less than half of the items. When the pastor asked what happened, he said that the money was not enough and that he saw Andrew stealing from the 30 he had to spend. Soon, Andrew returned with 100% of the goods, but Mark says that Andrew a crook. On the other hand, the pastor marveled that Andrew came with everything, but Mark insists that Andrew thief. Mark, who only returned with less than half of what he should have brought, insists that Andrew thief. Where is the evidence? The PNP has no better evidence than Andrew Holness. Is the fact that he delivers even more than expected better proof of integral character than that of only returning a fraction of what is required? Is the fact that Andrew doesn't even have to tax as much as did the PNP to deliver more, not a better proof of integrity? I mean, the reason why Mark did not deliver his 100% could not be because the money was not missing, right? But these are the same scenarios we have playing out all day, every day, isn't it? Mark is telling a lopsided lie and nobody cares to call it out. No, his goons are talking about Jamaica bought ice. People, when some devilish persons want something with them bad mind, they go all in a drunko settings, trust me. Straight up in a drunko settings, some of them gone. Revisit lying leader P again. The author of the book of he lie. Because he lies. He really, really lies. In his time in power, this leader claims integrity but is constantly surrounded by extortioners. Despite high taxes, the country remains broke and the people are worse off. And now they talk about taxes again. The leader's rhetoric doesn't match the reality, and the presence of extortioners extorting the projects with free rein to do so conveniently suggests a level of complicity or at least a failure to address corruption. The work must overrun into crazy figures all the time, but he says that it is no corruption at all. In fact, he says that it's Andrew who is corrupt. Leader A, in his time in leadership, is labeled a thief by lying liar, author of the book of Eli. So, Leader A is labeled a thief, but reduces taxes and still manages to deliver on his promises. The people marvel at the leader's ability to do more with less, suggesting efficiency and effectiveness in governance. Who then is corrupt and thief? In this scenario, leader A appears more likely to be innocent, even as much as leader B accuses him and make his accusation of him a character breaking agenda. The ability to deliver public goods efficiently, even with reduced funds, indicates a level of competence and integrity. If the money were truly missing, it would be impossible to achieve such results. The accusations against leader A might stem from jealousy or political maneuvering rather than actual wrongdoing. In the case where Mark Golding is involved as leader B, it is because of the inherent bad mind that shows on the British man's face all day, almost like the look on Justice Panton's face. On the other hand, Leader B's constant need for more funds and the presence of extortioners raise serious questions about integrity and governance. The leader's inability to improve the country's financial situation despite high taxes suggests mismanagement or corruption. The ability to deliver with public funds is indeed a significant marker of integrity in government. We must look more at the results, and it will show us the real critter in our coffers. Andrew Holness has been giving us value for our money. And when we think that it is all, he says, no, there is some more. How can he be spending money that is missing? You lie, Mark Golding. You lie. You are the author of the book of Eli, and you really, really lie. If a leader can achieve remarkable results with limited resources, it speaks to their efficiency and honesty. Conversely, a leader who constantly needs more funds but fails to deliver raises red flags about their integrity and competence. So, Mark Golding, it look like you did a thief enough with the PNP them. Simple maths. Simple maths of figures. Seeing that you are such a thief, then we cannot allow you back in there. Can we now? Can we? People, as we speak, Andrew Holness has not levied new taxes in years and has managed to achieve significant economic growth and development. His administration has focused on inclusive growth, reducing the debt to GDP ratio, and achieving record low unemployment. Despite these achievements, the compromise I see is helping Mark Golding to cast a lie in concrete in order to defame and take Andrew down politically, but it is not working and will never ever work. God no like ugly, Reverend Grudge Pantan. It's disheartening to see the return of divisive politics under Bunting and Golding. And even after our leaders agreed to leave the dirt in the past, after a period of collaboration and mutual respect, where I remember the PNP and the JLP lamenting on how Edward Siaga was unfairly destroyed because of this kind of politics. The motivations behind such tactics can be complex and multifaceted. Fear of a strong opponent's performance can certainly be a factor leading to attempts to undermine their reputation. Political strategy often involves not just highlighting one's own strengths, but also casting doubt on the opposition. Mark Golding is so inadequate that no one believes he can win an election fair and square. In Andrew Holness' case, his achievements and the positive changes under his leadership might make him a formidable opponent. This could lead to efforts to discredit him, whether through accusations or other means. Where Mark Golding, the author of the Book of Eli, is concerned, the focus has shifted from governance to a power struggle. Ultimately, ultimately, the truth and the integrity of a leader's actions will speak for themselves. It's important for the public to stay informed, critically evaluate the information presented, and make decisions based on facts rather than rhetoric. The hope is that over time, the focus will return to constructive dialogue and collaboration for the betterment of the country. Because God no like ugly, and because Dranko settings no good fit turn on, because we should aspire to be better in everything we do and by all our standards, because we must set the standards and hold to the highest one. No, and because we won't allow one little British man to pull a whole country down into the mud. Think on these things, my people.